going to explain why China is unhappy with India. Okay, so first, the reason is the India rejecting OBOR, that is the One Belt One Road initiative. See, Chinese media always tells that China doesn't need India to join OBOR to be it's successful, but I disagree. China needs India to be OBOR successful 100%. Because see, I will give you an example. The growth pole have shifted from China to India according to IMF and World Bank. Okay, so just like China drove the world economy for the last 20 years, India is going to drive the world economy for the next 20 years. India will be having the largest middle class population and very much desire for goods and services. So the growth engine, or what we say growth pole, have shifted totally from China to India, and the India is the fastest growing economy of the world right now, and in the next 20 years India will be the fastest growing economy. So India will have such a huge market which China can't ignore. And one more thing I would like to say, that see, most of the projects which China have built around that is India, that is like CPEC, and a project which was China was going to build with Nepal, that is the project was likely to connect China and Nepal through Tibet, through the railway lines and roadways, will be viable only if India joins OBOR, because Nepal is a small country with very less population. Even if Nepal buys for 10 generations, then also they will not be buying so much goods so as to make the project viable. So to make the project viable, that is CPEC also, you might have listened that China and Pakistan both are indirectly pressurizing India to join CPEC. Why? Because the project is not viable if India is not importing goods through that route from China. So, and one more thing is that see, most of the projects China have built are guaranteeing approximately 20% returns. In the CPEC also, the power plants built have approximately 20% return guaranteed by the Pakistani government, and the bank which have financed the projects are around 17% interest rates. So you can imagine. And one more thing is that see, so wherever the OBOR project is built, it is financed by Chinese banks, built by Chinese company, and with the help of Chinese laborers, and the equipments are also imported from China only with 17% interest rate. So it's not profitable for any of the country, and they are going into debt trap like the Hambantota port case of Sri Lanka. So India is publicizing this to the whole world, and which is making China upset, because they are afraid that many countries might follow the route which India has followed, and they may leave the OBOR project, and that's why they are very much afraid, and they must be afraid also. Okay, now coming to the second region. Okay, the second region is India's relationship with Japan, USA and Australia. As you can see in the video, it is a video of Australian military exercise with Indian military. See, every year we have two military exercises, which are the major military exercises with USA and Japan, which is also called Malabar, and with Australia. So, and there are all very small exercises with other countries also. Last year Australia also told India that they wanted to join the Malabar exercise, but India rejected their demand because they didn't want to anger China. But the way China is acting very harshly with India, you can see in the Sikkim region, that is the Doklam, or you can see that the way China is showing its aggression in the East China Sea, South China Sea. So there is like a group of friendly countries, or a group is formed with India, Australia, Japan and USA, and this group can only stop China. This is the only way, because last year Philippines went to the international tribunal, but what happened? The result came, but China told directly that they won't follow what we can say, they would follow the ruling. So the problem is that the small countries have no say in the Chinese decisions. So it's up to the big countries like India, Japan, etc. to act or to contain China. And India and USA also signed a deal last year, that is LEMOI, in which the Indian and US military can use their bases for repairing exercises. For example, US military can use Indian bases, and Indian Air Force can use their bases. And one more thing which have happened very nice is that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to USA and they signed the deal for the 22 surveillance drones which India was asking from 5 years, but USA rejected. So China is very, very afraid with this nexus forming, because India, USA is also surveilling in the Indian Ocean for the Chinese submarine, etc. There are a lot of other things which are frightening China. Now coming to the third region. The third region is Indian economy. Now, according to the reports, India is now the growth center of the world, also called the growth pole of the world. So now on, you might have seen that the India was the only country which was the largest receiver of the greenfield investment. Okay, so India is receiving so much investment in the manufacturing sector, research and development sector, all. So China knows this, that India is going to be the next superpower in Asia. But what China wanted was that Asia must be the growth center of the next century. That this must be the Asian century. But this was the problem of China, because they wanted to have their power in the whole Asia, like the USA have power in the whole world, and China wanted to show their supremacy, and they didn't want it that they must be challenged by anyone. So there came India. India won't allow that, and India invited USA indirectly in the Asia region, and this is the fault of only China, and I can guarantee you this, because the China have territorial fights with, I think, every neighbor. Even if they are not their neighbor, they also have their territorial fights. And the huge market India will be, and China wanted the slice of the development, because in the next 5 years there are some report that India will be needing approximately $3 trillion for the infrastructure development, and China wanted a slice of that. But the way China is acting, then they will not be having good relationship with India. And when the economy rises, your military spending also rises. So China knows this, that in the coming decade they will have a big challenge in the Indian Ocean, and that will be China. So they are very, very afraid of increasing Chinese economy, and they slow down. They are having slowdown approximately less than 5% growth rate. Thank you. Bye.